I remember the moment I knew something was off. It was a Thursday evening, the kind of ordinary evening that should have felt safe. I glanced at my phone and saw a text from Emily. "Can we talk?" "Not here." My chest tightened, but I told myself it was nothing. Maybe something at work, a misunderstanding, a favor she needed. Still, I couldn't shake the chill that crept along my spine. Earlier that week, I had noticed her pulling away. Small things at first, a delayed response to texts, a sudden defensiveness, her laughter at jokes I hadn't heard. I blamed myself, replaying every conversation in my mind. Had I said something wrong? Had I missed a sign? My mind, once confident in our love, had begun to twist itself into knots. By Wednesday, her phone had become a secret world. She left it face down, passwords changed, notifications silenced. I caught glimpses of messages she hurriedly deleted when I walked into the room. She was distant, yet careful to hide it, like a magician perfecting the illusion. And me? I was walking the tightrope between hope and suspicion, convincing myself I was imagining things. Thursday night, I waited. She came home late, the smell of perfume unfamiliar, too sweet. She avoided my eyes, but tried to laugh it off. Work ran late, she said, voice strained, and I wanted to believe her. I wanted so badly to trust her that I ignored the tiny betrayals that screamed louder than any words. A lingering glance at her phone, a tightened jaw when I asked who she'd met that afternoon. It was Friday morning when the first undeniable crack appeared. I needed my wallet, and she had left hers on the kitchen counter. A small, innocuous thing, but inside it, I found a receipt. Dinner for two, just the night before, not with me. My hand shook as I traced a name scrawled on the receipt. A place I had never heard of. The pit in my stomach twisted tighter. I didn't confront her. I needed proof. Something undeniable. Something that would let me face the truth without dissolving into shame or anger. The next day, I saw it. Her phone lit up while she was in the shower. I couldn't stop myself. A single glance, and my world fractured. There was messages between her and someone else, the kind of messages that make your heart hammer in disbelief. Tender, intimate, full of inside jokes, promises, laughter she no longer shared with me. I felt the floor drop beneath me, like I had been living in someone else's life. For hours, I sat in our living room, numb. I replayed memories, searching for signs I had missed. Every "I love you" now felt rehearsed. Every dinner we shared suddenly suspect. The way she would brush past me in the morning, the soft touch of her hand that once made me feel whole, all of it now tainted with the knowledge that her heart had quietly slipped from mine. That evening, I confronted her. The words came out in a mix of disbelief and hurt, trembling but firm. "I know," she said quietly, tears in her eyes. "I didn't want this to happen. It just did." She didn't try to justify it. She didn't make excuses beyond the truth that she had chosen someone else. And in that moment, the anger I had been holding, the heartbreak, the confusion, all collided with a clarity I hadn't expected. I walked away, not angrily, not with a dramatic slam of doors or shouting. I walked away with the weight of years of love pressing against my chest, with memories clawing at me, and a quiet resolve settling in. I chose myself over the illusion of us. I chose to preserve the pieces of me that still had dignity and strength. Walking out that night, I felt the sting of loss like a fresh wound, yet also a strange relief. I realized that love is not about possession. It's about trust, respect, and mutual devotion. When those are gone, holding on is only a slow, painful surrender to despair. I remember the mornings we laughed, the nights we held each other through storms, and I let them go, not because I stopped loving her, but because I had to keep the love I had for myself alive. The days after were heavy. I avoided the places we used to go, the songs we used to play, the corners of our apartment that still smelled faintly of her. But slowly, in that quiet absence, I began to find clarity. I could breathe without the weight of betrayal pressing down. I could sleep without nightmares of imagined confrontations. And I could start rebuilding a life that was entirely my own. I never wanted her back, and I never called her again. I let her choose her path, and I chose mine. And in the stillness that followed, I realized that walking away wasn't weakness. It was survival. It was a reclaiming of myself in the shadow of someone else's betrayal. The heartbreak lingered, but so did a sense of quiet power, the kind that comes only when you refuse to let another person define your worth. Sometimes, late at night, I think of her, not with longing, but with a clear-eyed understanding. She made her choice, and so did I, and I walked away without looking back.